were called dead. Jesus said, he that believeth in me shall never die. Okay, so when he's talking about the dead, he's not referring to believers. He says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand. You see that word stand? That's referring to the resurrection. You say, do unbelievers get resurrected? Yeah, they get resurrected. Because resurrected means that your body is brought back. You are erected back. And even the dead are resurrected. Notice verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead. This is talking about the bodies. There's a lot of dead bodies in the sea. So, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And notice, death and hell delivered up the dead which were in it. Hell delivered up the souls. Death delivered up the bodies. You understand that? Just like you and I, one day, remember the glorified body? One day we're going to be resurrected and our bodies will be brought back. They will be resurrected and our souls will unite with our bodies in heaven with God at the rapture. One day there is a resurrection for unbelievers where hell will give up the souls and death will give up the body and they will stand. Be resurrected before God. So what happens? We'll look at verse 7 again. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were opened, another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the book according to their what? Works. See, all these unbelievers, all these Catholics and Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses and Lutherans and Islam and whatever religion you want to name, who say, we will go to heaven and we will go to eternity and it'll be based on how we lived our lives. It's based on doing good things and repenting of your sins. And God says, hey, if you want to be judged by your works, I'll judge you by your works. Notice at the great white throne, he says, okay, you think you're good enough to make it to heaven? Let's see. Notice verse 15, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell gave up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, and we ran according to their works. Here's the problem with being judged by your works, is that the Bible says there is none that doeth good, no, not one. The Bible says that we all come short of the glory of God. See, no matter how good you are, you'll never be good enough. Right. No matter how many works you've got, you'll never have enough. So, and the God says, hey, you want to be judged by your works? I'll judge you by your works. Notice verse 14. Now look, they want to be judged by their works. In Matthew 7, they're yelling and they're saying, did we not prophesy in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils? And in thy name do many wonderful works. And he says, depart from me. He says, I never knew you. He says, you are workers of iniquity. So they're being judged for their works. Notice verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Death is referring to their bodies. Hell is referring to their souls, and death and hell. But I want you to notice, the hell that's in the center of the earth will be taken one day and will be cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. See, hell and the lake of fire are two different places right now. And one day, after the judgment, after the great white throne, God's going to take hell, which is in the middle of the earth, which has all the souls of the unbelievers, and he's going to cast that into the lake of fire. He's going to throw it into the lake of fire. You say, well, where is the lake of fire? God, yes, go to Matthew 22, look at verse 13. Let's look at it quickly. Matthew 22, verse 13. Matthew 22, verse 13. Notice what the Bible says. It should be fairly easy to find, first book in the New Testament. Matthew 22, verse 13. Notice what the Bible says. Then said the king unto the servants, I'm just going to show you one verse, I can show you multiple verses, but we don't have time. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him, notice, into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So where is this guy being cast? Is a parable. It's a teaching about after the great white throne, and they're being cast into outer darkness. See, the lake of fire is an outer darkness. It's just somewhere out in space. There's a place called the lake of fire. Right now, hell is in the center of the earth. But one day, after the great white throne, God's going to remove all the souls out of hell. He's going to take all the dead bodies of unbelievers, going to unite them together, but he's going to judge them based on their works, and then he's going to throw all of them, soul, body, hell, everything, into the lake of fire, which is in outer darkness. But let me say this. Sometimes people get really hung up on this thing of, well, are you talking about hell? Are you talking about the lake of fire? They're trying to get all into it. Listen to me. They're basically the same place. They're both a place of fire and torment. And what's funny is that God refers to both places as hell. So what are you talking about? Go to Matthew 10. Look at verse 28. Matthew 10. Look at verse 28. Matthew 10 and verse 28. Just a few pages back. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, who are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, talking about God, rather fear him which is able to destroy, notice, both soul and body. Now look, where does both soul and body go? Lake of fire. Because in hell, only your soul goes there. The bodies of the believers are buried. Not till after the great white throne, when the bodies are resurrected, are both cast into the lake of fire. But notice what God calls it at the end of verse 28, which is able to destroy both soul and body in what? Hell. Just a little too into Halloween, okay? Because the devil's down in hell and he's poking people and he's running the show and he's the one, he's the one that's ruling in hell. But listen to me, that's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible does not say that hell is directed, that Satan is directing in hell. Who's in charge? Who's directing? Who's dictating in hell? It's God. Matthew 10, are you there in verse 28? Look what it says. Fear not them which kill the body. Don't be afraid of men who all they can do is kill your body. They had 600 protesters out here several months ago, and some people were all afraid and scared. I was getting phone calls. People saying, you got to cancel the services. They're going to kill you. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I think I said, Jesus said, fear not them which kill the body. Then the worst thing they can do is kill his body. No big deal. You can't scare me with heaven. I'm on my way to heaven. I'm a temple of Jesus Christ, my Savior. I'm not afraid to die. He said, fear not them which kill the body. He said, here's what you should be afraid of, that are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him. Who's him? God. Fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. See, you want to know who's destroying both soul and body in hell? It's him. It's God. No, it's the devil. That's not what the Bible teaches. Okay, let's look at some passages. Go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 15. Did you keep your place there? Proverbs 15. Look at verse 11. Proverbs 15, verse 11. Proverbs 15 and verse 11. Proverbs 15, 11. Hell and destruction are before the devil. Is that what it says? Nope. Hell and destruction are before who? The Lord. You know who's witnessing? You know who's overseeing? You know who's watching the events in hell? It's the Lord. Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more than the hearts of the children of men? Go to Psalm 139. We're there in Proverbs 15. Just one book back. Psalm 139. Look at verse 7. This is a great passage about the omnipresence of God, the fact that God is everywhere at once. Psalm 139 and verse 7. Psalm 139 and verse 7 says this, whither shall I go from thy spirit? If you look at the context, the spirit there is referring to the Spirit of God. He's saying, how can I run away from God? Remember Jonah was trying to run away from God? He says, whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? Then he says, if I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. The Bible says that God's in hell. The Bible says you go to heaven, he's there. You go to hell. And today, Billy Graham and his little friends want to tell you, hell is not a literal place. This is not a little fire. This is not, and they say, you know what hell is? It's being eternally separated from God. They say the real horror of hell is that you're separated from God. That's a lie. And listen to me. Would you rather be separated from God or tortured alive in fire? I mean, being separated from God is not that bad. You know what's bad? Being chained up, caught on fire, worms eating you alive. That sounds pretty bad. And today they say, no, there's no little fire. Fire is just, that's just symbolic. The worms are symbolic. The chains are symbolic. It's all symbolic. What's the worst part of hell, Billy Graham? What's the worst part of hell, Joel Osteen? The fact that you're separated from God. It's funny, it's like they get everything wrong. I guess when you don't have the Word of God and you've got a corrupted Bible, that's just how it goes. They're like, God's not in hell, the Bible says God's in hell. Listen to me, the people in hell are going to wish they could be separated from God. But the problem of hell is that God is the one there, tormenting God is the one there, directing God. It's in the presence of the Lord. It's His judgment on sin. And some of you need to deal with that. Some of you are like, well, I don't like that God. But you got to figure it out. Because you don't get to choose. You don't get to make the God of your own imagination. There are two sides to hell. You say, well, to God, isn't God loving? Yes, but He's also holy. There's a judgment of God. And He's given us a way of salvation. He's given us a way of forgiveness. He's given us a way to not have to go to hell. But you know what? Today people want to reject Jesus. They want to spit in His face. They want to say, no, it's evolution. No, it's my own way. No, it's anything but Christ. And the guy says, okay, well, you want to take your chances with that? That's fine. But you'll spend eternity in a place called hell. Because no one has to go to hell. You don't have to go to hell. But if you want to try to make it out of there by your works, then there's only one place you're going to end up. If I make my bed in hell, behold, that right there. Go to Revelation 14. Revelation 14, look at verse 10. Revelation 14, last book of the Bible. Revelation 14, look at verse 10. We got to move quickly. We're almost there. I'm going to finish this point and then I'll make an application and we'll be done. Revelation 14, verse 10. Revelation 14 and verse 10. Revelation 14 and verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of His indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the devil. Is that what it says? In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? Jesus. John said, behold, the Lamb of God which taketh away the sins of the world, referring to Jesus. Amen. Who's in charge in hell? It's Jesus. Who's in charge in hell? It's God. It's not Satan, not man with a pitchfork. When Satan's in hell, and when he goes to hell, he will be tormented by Jesus. Along with everyone else that followed him. Along with everyone else that believed in his lives. Go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. 2 Thessalonians. You find the two books. They're all clustered together. You got 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st, 2nd Timothy, Titus. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. Look at verse number 9. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 9. 2 Thessalonians 1:9. Look what it says. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence, notice, of the Lord. All throughout the Bible, you find it's God pouring out His wrath. It's God doing the punishment. It's God doing the judgment. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of His power. So we saw this morning, number one, the description of hell. How is hell described? It's described as a place where you are in torments. It's described as a place where you are on fire. You are tormented by the flame. It's described as a place where you are chained up. It's described as a place where you are not allowed to rest day and night. It's described as a place where worms are eating you alive and their worm dieth not. What's the duration of hell? Forever. Forever. Never stops. Once you go there, there's no end. What are the depths of hell? It's in the middle of the earth. It's in the center of the earth, is what the Bible tells us. Who's directing hell? God is. He's punishing it. You say, Pastor Meadows, why would you preach a sermon like this? Here's what I want you to understand. No one has to go to hell. In fact, and it's not going to see, our society today will see good people go to heaven, bad people go to hell. That's a lie. Amen. There's no good people. Amen. Show me a good person. Who wants to stand up and say, I'm a good person? We did far enough. We'll find something bad you've done. There is none that do good, no, not one. That's what the Bible says. Good people go to heaven, bad people go to hell. No. There's none that do it good, no, not one. You say, well, what's the difference? Who goes to heaven and who goes to hell? It's not good people go to heaven and bad people go to hell. Because listen to me, by your standards and by my standards, some good people are going to go to hell. And some bad people, by your standards and my standards, are going to go to heaven. So what makes the difference? Forgiven people go to heaven. Saved people go to heaven. Who are are not saved by their own merit, who are not forgiven because of anything they've ever done, who are not given grace because of anything they did. And those who reject that gift, those who reject that forgiveness, go to hell. Are you there in 2 Thessalonians? Look at verse chapter 1, look at verse 8. Look at verse 9, look at verse 8. In flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that who? Who are you going to take vengeance on? Them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. Let me just break it down to you. The people who go to hell are the ones who did not obey the gospel, are the ones who did not know God. He says, depart from me, I never knew you, ye workers of iniquity. He said that to religious people. So what does it mean to obey the gospel? What's to obey the gospel? Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved. People...
The Bible is very clear that there is a hell beneath our feet that people go to when they die without the Lord Jesus Christ. Atheists don't believe it exists. Hollywood thinks it is a joke. The picture that the entertainment industry paints of hell is a false picture. I'm going to show you with the Bible the differences between what people believe about hell compared to what the Bible says.